Let's see if I can get over this without killing myself. Oh shit. Now what is that? Well, there's a 50% chance of rain today, and I'm not even sure where I'm going yet. So, where should we go? Hello, everybody. How are you all doing so far? Just had to stop to get some gas, and I'm headed this way. This is not a way I usually go. I'm not sure still where I'm going. I know I want to go west, so I'm heading west, and we'll see what happens. Let's see. I just wanted to say, first of all, that my YouTube channel has 400 subscribers now. I'm very excited about that, and I know probably for many people that doesn't seem like a big number, but to me it's a very big number. I get emails all the time from people who do advertising for YouTube. You know, they go to my YouTube channel and they take screenshots of how my videos are doing, how many subscribers I have. And they're always telling me, hey, I can get you 10,000 subscribers, you know, in a few months or something like that. I always say, no, thanks. I don't think, actually, I know my goal is not to create a large channel. My goal is to create content that can be helpful for people. And there are people out there who I've connected with, who's connected to the videos, who've been supporting on Patreon. And so basically that's for you. And what I would like to do is when we get to 500 subscribers, I want to do a free workshop where we can meet on Zoom so we can see each other. I'll give a talk about a subject. At the end of the workshop, there will be a chance for a question and answer period. So I had a few topics in mind, so that's why I reached out to the Patreon community, and it was a very close vote, but it seems like it's going to be, this is not set in stone yet, but the workshop will be the 10 ox herding pictures. Now, if you don't know what that is, go ahead and do a quick Google search. I think it's very interesting. It's kind of a interesting teaching. The artwork's kind of interesting. But I think what's most interesting about it is how it applies to today's world, how it applies to everyday life. Anyways, I just wanted to let you know that. Thank you all who are supporting the channel. I always get asked about how to support my project. I'm trying to put most of my teachings on YouTube. Now I do have some on my website and Facebook and Twitter, but mostly I'm trying to do everything in YouTube. So if you're subscribed to the channel, thank you for your support. If you're not, and you've been watching the videos, please subscribe. That helps get the videos into the right hands. If you're finding some benefit through the videos, you can get thumbs up on the videos. Again, that just helps YouTube get the videos out there. So I really appreciate those who have been supporting the channel. Also, I'm really grateful for the Patreon community. Thank you so much. That's another way to help support this channel. That allows me the time to make these videos and create teaching content that hopefully will help people with their practice and help people with their lives. Okay, so I'm gonna get back to focusing on driving here. Again, I'm not sure where I'm going. I have a little bit of an idea. I'm heading west. If you want to see what I'm seeing out the window here, take a look. There's a lot of cars here in this parking lot, but I'm not sure where I am. I made a decision though to come here. I believe there's a trail. It's called Cave Gulch Trailhead. Very spontaneous, but there was no parking at the trailhead, so I have to figure out how to get to the trailhead. I think it's that way. But it's all fenced off here, as you can see. So I guess we'll walk on the road. Okay, I just realized that we're at UC Santa Cruz. Yes, university. I had no idea it was here. You can tell I've done a lot of research on this. Anyways, I guess behind me there is the campus. So we entered one of the campus parking lots. Now that explains why there was many cars there. All right, but we're still heading that way. I still didn't see parking at this trailhead, so I can figure out how to get over there. We're almost there. Let's see. Without getting run over. Go, go, go. They're not making it easy to cross this road. I don't see any crosswalk. We're gonna do it old school style. No parking off pavement. But this looks like the trailhead here. Does that look open to you? Maybe it is. Guess you just climb over. Somebody came up to Zen Master Unmun and asked him, "What is Buddha?" Unmun replied, "Dry shit on a stick." I'm guessing, well, there's the trail, that they put this barbed wire fence up for animals, I think. Let's see if I can get over this without killing myself. Oh shit. All right. Boy, I have no idea where this goes. Yep, I'm not sure where that trail goes, but I don't want to end up like I did that one time. is that? Could do a little solo retreat in here. Structure unsafe. Keep off. What is that? All right, I think it's time to change the scenery. I already took the wrong trail back. So I think the trail should be over here somewhere. Okay, we made it back to the parking lot. I think it's time to get a bite to eat, and I think I know exactly where we need to go. So let's do it. Well, okay, we made it. Little taqueria in Santa Cruz near the ocean here. I think before I babble too much, I'm gonna eat some of this food, and I'll get back to you real soon. Suffering is the mother of Buddha. Okay, I feel much better after eating. Really enjoyed that hike. I've been also enjoying not exactly knowing where I'm going. Like, I have a general idea, maybe a direction or an area that I want to go to, but I'm not really sure where I'm going to take a hike. So I'm kind of enjoying that. I don't know if you are, but I'm glad you're here on the journey with me. I receive a lot of emails about emotions and thinking, and it's usually as, how do I stop my thinking, or how do I get rid of my anger, or how do I no longer have fear. I think that's kind of interesting about trying to push away something because we don't want it. And I've said this a lot in my videos, that it's the pushing away and the holding is what causes dissatisfaction in our lives. There seems to be a misconception in meditation practice that we shouldn't have any thinking and feeling, and our mind should be still. I get asked a lot of times of how to do samadhi practice. So samadhi practice means one pointed mind. So let's say you're doing a mantra, gate, gate, para, gate, parsam, gate, bodhisattva, right? So when you're doing that practice, samadhi style, that means there's only gate, gate, para, gate, parsam, gate, bodhisattva. There's no thinking, there's no feeling, there's no seeing, there's no hearing, just one point. Many of you know that I teach clear mind practice. Clear mind practice means in this moment, what do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? What do you taste? What do you perceive in this moment? And I think that's really important to distinguish, because it talks about how meditation can function in our lives. There's a very interesting Zen Koan story. It's called An Old Woman Burns the Hermitage. And it's about a woman when Zen was flourishing in China. She was an older woman, and she was supporting a young monk. So she gave this monk a place to practice, gave him clothes, gave him food, and he had only one simple job: sit meditation. He didn't have to do anything else. It was said at that time that after 10 years, doing this kind of practice, you should experience enlightenment. So 10 years go by, and this woman has not heard one word from this monk. So she wanted to test him to see what he's been doing for the last 10 years. So her idea was that she would get her daughter, who was an 18-year-old daughter, who was the most beautiful woman in the village. She talked to her daughter about a plan, and the daughter agreed. What the test was, the mother dressed the daughter in the most beautiful clothes, gave her clothing to give to the monk, cooked the best food to give to this monk, and then had a little, let's say, something up her sleeve. So the daughter's very excited about this plan. So she gathered the clothes, gathered the food, and went to the Hermitage to see the monk. So when she saw the monk opened the door, and he was very surprised to see her. Again, he hasn't seen anyone for 10 years. And he said, "Oh, wow, you've grown up so much. I'm so grateful for your mother, for supporting me for all of these years. And now you bring food, you bring good clothes. I'm so grateful for your and her support." At that very moment, the young woman embraced the monk, kissed him on the lips, and then said, "How do you feel now?" And the monk replied, "Rotten logs on cold rocks, no warmth in the winter." And basically this means he didn't feel nothing. So the daughter's pretty surprised about this response and goes back to the mother. And the mother said, "Well, what did he say?" And the young woman's like, "Oh, this monk's center," that means his energy, "is very strong." The mother said, "I don't care how strong his center is. What did he say?" And the daughter said, "Oh, it's wonderful, mother. He said rotten logs on cold rocks, no warmth in the winter." And the mother is angry. Her energy goes way up. What? She grabbed a stick, ran over to the Hermitage, beat the monk, and burned the Hermitage to the ground, saying, "For 10 years, I supported a demon." This is a very interesting story. You know, what the monk expressed was this kind of samadhi style that I was just talking about. This one pointed mind that doesn't move in any kind of situation. He didn't feel nothing. But we have to realize that, you know, in today's world, it's very important that we respond to this world with wisdom and compassion. And even if this wasn't a test, let's say it was a real situation where this young woman embraced him and kissed him, this monk's response didn't have any kind of wisdom or compassion to help her. So one of our questions is, if you were the monk, how could you respond to this young woman? Now, I've seen all kinds of different styles, being a monk myself. I've seen the style where a monk will kiss back. I've seen the style where the monk centers very strong, one-pointed mind, doesn't have any kind of feeling. He's not moved by this at all. But what's really important is love and compassion. How do we manifest our wisdom in the moment so we can help this world? And you can look at this in a modern situation. Maybe you have a partner, or maybe you're married and somebody approached you, embraced you, and kissed you. So how do you respond with them? Rather than pointing fingers, "Oh, you shouldn't do that, I'm married," or "I'm a monk and that's not correct." You know, that's not very skillful in my opinion. We're all faced in many different kinds of situations with some kind of strong desire or some kind of strong emotion like anger or fear. Just a couple weeks ago, I kind of had a little scare call myself. My son and I went on a date, so we decided to see Jaws in 3D, which is very interesting. My son's been wanting to watch this movie for a while, and also he's never seen a 3D movie, so I said, "This is perfect, let's go see it." And I think during that day, he was a little bit dehydrated. Can't be sure of that, but that was my sense at the time. Anyways, we saw the movie, we went back home, we hung out with the family a little bit, and we decided to hang out at home and watch something with Ella. When I was getting the movie ready for all of us, he was in the kitchen and I heard him drop something. And then my daughter said, oh, Miles dropped the milk. And I said, that's very strange. I kind of got a little upset. Why would he drop the milk? That doesn't make any sense. And then he said that he came back and said, oh, he goes, I don't know what happened. He felt a little bit dizzy, like he was in a dream state. So I was like, okay, that sounds interesting. But then later, I'm sitting down on the couch and he stands up really quickly and he goes, and he falls face down on the floor. Now, luckily we have a hardwood floor, and luckily we have a little bit of carpet on this hardwood floor, but he just fell down, boom, right on his face. You know, usually when you fall, you can like prepare yourself or prep yourself with your hands, but he passed out. So he just fell on his face. And the first thing that appeared was fear, like, holy crap, what just happened? After a few moments of having this feeling of just shock and then fear, I wasn't trying to control the fear. I wasn't trying to use some kind of practice to overcome it. I just saw it for what it was. And then mostly I was putting my energy into him. So usually we have a choice. We can put energy into our thinking and feeling, or we can put our energy to what's happening in the moment. So even though the fear appeared, the shock appeared, I directed my energy into him, and I instantly went over to him, turned him around. He was still out. And then I shook him a little bit, and then he kind of like woke out of it. He kind of cried a little bit. And then he said, what just happened? So going back to this koan story, it's okay if the monk felt desire, or maybe the monk didn't feel anything. That's not really the point. The point is putting our energy into that moment with the daughter at that moment. How can we help? How can we be skillful and use compassion and love to make the situation clear? So it helps the daughter, but it also, the mother sees something too. She also sees, this is the practicing he did for the last 10 years. I think another good question is about the mother. So she got very angry, beat the monk with the stick, and burned his hermitage to the ground, right? Very strong energy. So again, the anger is okay, but how do we direct our energy into the situation? What could we tell the monk at that moment? That's really, really important. So our meditation practice is simple. We say put our energy into what we're doing at the moment. Thinking, feeling, sounds, sights are all coming and going. Our energy is what's happening right now and how can I respond? So those are my thoughts for the day. Let me know in the comments what you think. And again, thank you for the 400 subscribers. I really appreciate your support, and I really hope these videos are helping your practice and helping your life. I will see you soon. Take care.